I don't care. As long as she treats you right. So for her to pop off and say, well, I know.
When 1000 LB Sisters first premiered on TLC, the Slaton family quickly became a household name. Audiences tuned in to see Amy and Tammy, two sisters from Dixon, Kentucky, battling obesity, poverty, and the kind of small-town struggles reality TV producers know will grip viewers. What no one expected was that Amy Slaton would, for a time, become the show's brightest star. Funny, goofy, self-deprecating, and completely relatable. From the very beginning, Amy's energy set her apart. Where Tammy was often combative and resistant, Amy appeared hopeful and willing to change. She laughed at herself, connected with fans on a human level, and inspired audiences with her desire to build a family. Many believed she was destined to become TLC's next big success story, the sister who would defy the odds, transform her life, and prove that change was possible. But as with so many reality stars, the picture painted on screen did not reflect the full truth. Behind the bubbly exterior was a woman struggling with demons that no surgery, no fame, and no reality show could erase. Over time, the cracks in Amy's image widened, and what started as a story of hope turned into a cautionary tale of wasted opportunity, scandal, and self-destruction. Early life and the road to fame. Amy and Tammy grew up in Dixon, Kentucky, in a household marked by financial hardship and limited opportunities. Their upbringing was defined by the struggles of poverty, poor diets, and generational cycles of obesity. TLC producers saw in the Slattons a perfect storm, flawed but deeply human characters whose struggles with health, relationships, and family dynamics could be packaged into compelling television. The show offered an unfiltered look into their lives. Audiences saw their arguments, their doctor's appointments, and their raw emotions. Amy, in particular, quickly connected with viewers, came across as genuine, someone who could laugh at her flaws while still dreaming of something better. Her biggest dream was simple: to have children and build a family of her own. When she underwent gastric bypass surgery and began losing weight, fans celebrated her victory as their own. Her pregnancy announcement was treated as the ultimate triumph, proof that Amy wasn't just surviving, but thriving. For a while, she truly was TLC's golden girl. The first cracks in the image, but success on reality TV often comes at a cost. The pressure of filming, fan expectations, and her troubled marriage to Michael Halterman began taking a toll on Amy. Behind the scenes, insiders whispered about fights with Michael, emotional breakdowns, and a growing instability that TLC cameras rarely showed. The Amy fans once adored started to look different. She was visibly stressed. Her once bubbly personality felt forced, and her interactions with family became more antagonistic. Viewers noticed, and online forums buzzed with speculation about what was happening off-camera. By the time Amy's marriage began unraveling in public, it was clear something deeper was wrong. The divorce became messy, with both Amy and Michael lobbing accusations. Amy painted Michael as controlling and emotionally damaging, while Michael accused Amy of being unstable and unfit as a mother. Their custody battle over their children quickly became one of the darkest chapters in Amy's life, exposing her to even more public criticism, rumors, drugs, and decline. If the divorce damaged Amy's reputation, her next relationship nearly destroyed it. After separating from Michael, Amy became involved with Brian Leavourne, a man whose presence in her life was surrounded by controversy. Almost immediately, rumors spread of drug use, wild behavior, and instability. While no charges were ever confirmed by TLC or authorities, social media lit up with alleged eyewitness accounts, blurry photos, and anonymous tips, painting Amy as reckless and irresponsible. Posts on Reddit and Facebook groups accused her of neglecting her children, partying excessively, and spiraling into unhealthy habits. Whether the rumors were true or not didn't matter. In the court of public opinion, Amy was guilty. Fans, who once adored her, began labeling her as lazy, selfish, and self-destructive. The same audience that had cheered her transformation now turned on her with venom. The Tammy contrast. A cruel role reversal. What made Amy's fall even more devastating was the simultaneous rise of her sister Tammy. For years, Tammy had been the villain of 1000 TLC sisters. She lashed out at family, ignored medical advice, and nearly died multiple times from her refusal to change. Fans mocked her, predicted her early death, and labeled her hopeless. But in recent seasons, Tammy stunned viewers with an incredible transformation. After rehab, she lost significant weight, married Caleb Willingham, and began showing resilience and determination. The sister once hated was now celebrated as a symbol of redemption. The contrast was brutal. Amy, once the beacon of hope, became the sister fans ridiculed. Tammy, once despised, became the phoenix rising from the ashes. The role reversal was so complete that fans called it the ultimate betrayal of the narrative they thought they were watching. TLC's dilemma. TLC is no stranger to scandal. From the Duggar family's controversies to 90 Day Fiancé stars embroiled in criminal behavior, the network has long tolerated chaos, but only when it boosts ratings. The problem with Amy was that her drama didn't translate into entertaining television. Her struggles weren't funny, dramatic, or redemptive. They were simply sad. Viewers weren't laughing. They were disgusted. And disgust doesn't drive ratings. Insiders claimed Amy became increasingly difficult to film with, arriving late, missing shoots, and clashing with crew members. Combined with the mounting drug rumors, producers reportedly began debating whether to reduce her screen time or cut her from future seasons altogether. For TLC, Amy was no longer an asset, but a liability. The fans' turn. Perhaps the most devastating blow to Amy's career wasn't from TLC, but from her fans. Once her biggest supporters, they became her harshest critics. Her social media, once filled with encouragement, turned toxic. Every post was met with mockery, accusations, and frustration. Her weight gain after surgery became a frequent target, with many accusing her of wasting her second chance. Others attacked her new relationship, saying Brian was dragging her down. Further, sympathy evaporated. Fans no longer saw Amy as a victim of circumstance, but as the architect of her own destruction. She had been given surgery, financial stability, fame, and unconditional fan support. And in their eyes, she had squandered it all. The bleak future today. Amy Slaton's future looks grim. Without TLC, she risks losing her primary source of income. Without fan support, her social media influence shrinks. And without a positive reputation, sponsorships and outside opportunities vanish. Even if she wanted to rebuild, the foundation she once had is gone. Fans don't see her as someone who fell victim to tragedy. They see her as someone who created her own downfall. That perception is almost impossible to overcome. Meanwhile, 1000 TLC Sisters continues without her as the central figure. Tammy's redemption, Amanda's fiery personality, and other family member storylines are proving more reliable for ratings. Amy's presence is quietly being minimized, and it seems only a matter of time before she fades out of the series completely. From hope to warning, the greatest tragedy of Amy Slaton's story is the irony. She was supposed to be the sister who succeeded, the example of what was possible with determination and support. Instead, she became the cautionary tale. Her rise and fall illustrates a brutal reality of fame. The same audience that builds you up can turn against you overnight. Reality TV may offer a platform, but it cannot save someone from their own demons. Amy had it all: surgery, fame, financial help, and millions of fans cheering her on. But toxic relationships, destructive habits, and personal instability dragged her down. As Tammy rises as a story